Hello again. We are back for another round of the lightning round here on the MacGuffin podcast. I'm Brandy. We have special guest Jen from Scarecrow Video.
Hello.
And we will have 1 minute to answer a series of random questions and do our best to share our opinions.
I'm a little nervous. I think we can do it though.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
All right.
Who do you like better, Wes Anderson or PTA?
Oh, Wes Anderson.
Wow. I don't know. I mean, I would have said Paul Thomas Anderson before There Will Be Blood, probably, but I really don't like that movie at all.
Interesting.
So,
Wow. It's gonna take more than a minute to discuss why you don't like that movie.
yeah, I thought about that movie for days afterwards, and then I finally was like, nope, didn't like it. I'm gonna stand by not liking it.
I like Paul Thomas Anderson just fine, but Wes Anderson is as many people are, I think now. I'm in his camp. You know, the Rushmore. I fell in love with Rushmore like 5 minutes into it, and I'm a big believer.
It's great,
since,
and
so.
I mean, I thought Fantastic Mr. Fox was one of the best movies of last year for sure.
Yes,
very creative.
most definitely.
Just really fun to watch. So
Yeah,
then I'm gonna go with Wes Anderson on that one too. So
Has Tom Cruise lost his marketability?
well, he is getting kicked out of Mission Impossible 4, right? No,
they're just putting Jeremy Renner next to him to be like to add credibility. I think that's why.
Okay, and probably Tom Cruise's character will die a tragic death, and Jeremy Renner will have to take over in Mission Impossible 5 or something.
I'd like those movies to be more about the team and not just one dude on a motorcycle or whatever.
Well, I mean, I think Night and Day was a disappointment this summer, wasn't it?
I was trying to remember how much money that made. Not that that's necessarily a good judge.
Definitely
of things,
a lot
but
less than they were hoping it would make.
Yeah.
So
75 million. So Spencer. With 2 stars like that who make a lot of money, that's probably not. You've had to pay them most of that. That's unfortunate. I don't know. He needs.
Godzilla or King Kong?
what?
Godzilla or King Kong?
Godzilla.
You know what? I don't think I've ever actually seen a Godzilla movie.
Oh.
Like, not even the new one.
Not even the.
But I
Broderick?
also really hated the new King Kong, like, a lot.
The Peter Jackson's.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, but I like the original from 1933 or whatever. Yeah. So
70s ones with Jessica Lange. That's a good one,
so
too.
I guess I'll go with King Kong on that one, but not the new one.
Oh.
Not the new one. I don't know.
I have to pick Godzilla. Just he steps on buildings more. He breathes fire. He spawned more sequels. He fights different cool other beasts. King Kong's pretty cool, but he's he just climbs a building, falls in love with a girl. There's more emotion there, I guess, but I go for the full-on beast fighting. Hopefully there's some flame breathing.
Yeah.
More about that.
All right.
Which was worse, Spider-Man 3 or X-Men 3?
Oh, God.
As far as I remember, X-Men 3 did not have a musical sequence. Did it?
That's true.
Not that was necessarily a bad thing. I'm usually all for people breaking out into song, but that did
not
kind of throw
in
me.
that context.
Not necessarily in that context. No.
Definitely, I think Spider-Man 3 was worse. If only just because it was such a shock that it was so terrible. Whereas at least X-Men 3, I was wary going into it. It's like, it's not the same people necessarily behind the camera.
Right.
There's been some changes. But yeah, Spider-Man 3 is just an atrocity. So,
it's kind of like happy at the end when there's the death scene, and I'm kind of like, just go. I mean the villain death scene. I won't. Spider-Man doesn't die.
But he might as well have, since they're just going to start over again.
That's true.
Do you care about the Avatar sequels?
The planned Avatar sequels?
I mean, how much can I care about something that's probably not going to happen for 15 years? I mean, honestly.
I don't. I wasn't emotionally invested enough in the film to want to go back to that universe and explore it more. I thought it was, visually incredible, but it just felt so thin
Oh,
plot
very
and story wise that I think they've wrapped it up. They saved the planet. They told the humans,
If he was interested in making a trilogy, that should have been the last movie in the trilogy, not the first one.
Yeah.
Like,
good point.
That's it. Like, we don't need to go back there at all.
Yeah.
You know? So, no, don't care.
I'll probably see him anyway though.
Will Lindsay Lohan be able to resurrect her career?
I hope so.
Ooh.
I do hope
Yeah.
so. I'm still rooting for her.
Yeah,
Still rooting for Lindsay.
Mean Girls was on the Disney Channel the other day, and I was like, she had something. She had
I
something
really have an unhealthy affection for the Parent Trap remake.
yes,
like, I
yes.
really, really love
is a
that
fine
movie
film.
a lot. So, I still want that little girl to do all right, you know?
I hope so. I hope she can come back, and it depends on how she decides to really come back to film. As long as she's not trying to do something like.
So now, is she still in
Disney.
rehab, or has she gotten out of rehab now? I'm not sure.
She's out of rehab.
Okay.
I think she still might have the boot or whatever it is that
The
beeps if you
alcohol
drink.
monitoring bracelet.
But
Classy. Well, I guess the answer is I don't know, but I hope that she makes that comeback.
we're rooting for you, Lindsay.
With the failures of Prince of Persia and The Sorcerer's Apprentice, is Jerry Bruckheimer done?
Ooh. No, I mean, because they'll never let anyone be done in Hollywood who's had as many successes as he's already had.
Yeah.
And some of those movies are good. Like, I like some of the Jerry Bruckheimer produced fun romps here and there.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, he's definitely. They'll definitely keep allowing him to make films for sure. I think a lot of Prince of Persia. I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal is a.
That was a terrible casting choice.
Yeah, I think that had more to. I love Jake Gyllenhaal, just fine, but yeah, poor casting more than anything. Nobody wanted to see that. Well, maybe some people, but
Not enough people.
Not enough people.
And The Sorcerer's Apprentice, I mean, I don't know who gave that one the green light. I don't know who thought that sounded
was
like
one
a
of those
good
things
idea
that-
ever.
like I saw the trailer so many times that I just kept wanting to hide when it was on. I am done. Like, I could never watch that movie even if I wanted to because I'm so tired of that trailer.
Oh, it just
was
looked horrible. Oh god, it looked
Even
horrible.
with Nicolas Cage and the awesome craziness that he can bring to the screen. Sometimes that in itself is fun to watch in a movie, but not in this
I
context.
like Nicolas Cage. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm all for his crazy, but not that.
Do you want to see J.J. Abrams' film inspired by 7 Minutes in Heaven?
What was it? Was this gonna be was this gonna be a horror movie, or was it gonna be like? I don't even know. How do you make a movie inspired by that? Really?
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I didn't even know that was happening.
Anything
I'm
that
confused.
says J.J. Abrams on it, I'll be like, okay, let's see what's up. Most of his stuff is pretty intriguing.
He definitely has.
But yeah, I don't really know what that question means.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm
You say
intrigued
7
now,
minutes
for
in
sure.
heaven, and I just think of that one awesome scene where Bill gets to play 7 minutes in heaven with Vicky in that one episode of Freaks and Geeks.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like one of the greatest scenes ever. So
We'll watch it though. We'll
yeah.
see.
Are you excited about the 3D conversions of Star Wars?
That's happening? That's a thing? No, I'm not excited about that.
I want so badly, as a gigantic Star Wars fan, to be excited about it. However, it will probably look bad, and I will probably be sad. And then, the internet will be even more up in arms, angry at George Lucas than they already are and continue to be because of prequels and such. So, I want to say just let it lie. George doesn't need to be messed with anymore. I think it's great. I mean, if he finds a great way to do it, I will definitely go see.
It's
that,
always fun
but
to see
I
the
don't
Star Wars movies again in the theater.
Yeah, with a big
so-
crowd and stuff. But
yeah.
I don't think it's gonna add anything to my enjoyment of the film.
Is Tim Burton back after the success of Alice in Wonderland?
I didn't really like Alice in Wonderland that much. I'm amazed how much money it's made. Amazed.
I didn't see it. I remember being really excited when I heard it was happening, and then I just heard it was terrible, so I never saw it.
Yeah,
but I didn't think that Tim Burton had gone away from me. Sweeney Todd is one of my favorite movies of all time. I really love that movie. So I
don't think. Maybe in some realms, Sweeney Todd maybe was considered a lesser. I don't like it as much as they're both that and Alice in Wonderland are kind of they're not classic Tim Burton enjoyment. But I don't think he's on a downward turn. I mean, you could have said that after Planet of the Apes, and and he came back after that. So he's just in a little low
after that.
He's just sitting. It's just a valley. He'll come back up. It's all good.
All right, so that's it for this round of the lightning round with special guest Jen. And you can find more of this sort of thing at themacguffinpodcast.com.